Hi there, everyone. Thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at noon. I'm Brandon T. Jones, and we do want to start by heading out to the Outdoor Weather Center this afternoon, checking in with meteorologist Thomas Patrick, because Thomas, is it fair to say this is somewhat of a perfect day?
I think this is one of the most perfect days, if that's a thing, weather-wise, that we've seen recently here. It is beautiful sunny skies, fair weather cumulus clouds in those skies, those blue skies, and our temperature is just crossing 70 degrees or so right now. I just spotted Whitworth updating at the top of the hour, now up to 75. There you go, Spokane Valley. Just took a refresh of the thermometer there at 70 degrees currently in the airport, already reporting 72 degrees. Yesterday was officially 73, and today we're right there and then some with all this sunshine. We just have a picture perfect day. Yesterday's storm system way off to the east. No threat for that anywhere near us. So we're just left again with the sunny skies, maybe a few cumulus clouds just starting to pop up here, but that is what we would call fair weather cumulus clouds. The sunshine just helping to maybe just add a little bit of flavor into the air. So with not a whole lot going on, it's just an easy going forecast to get outside and do whatever it is it's going to be. Maybe it's a game of pickleball. Why do I reference that specifically? Well, it's because today is National Pickleball Day on this August 8th. Should have high temperatures at around 81 degrees today, whether it is going to be on the courts or maybe something even a little bit more leisurely. Beautiful today, but hotter for this weekend. So we'll show you which days are going to be in the 90s in our upcoming forecast.
All right, Thomas, we'll check back in with you in just a few moments. Today, we're learning more about a deadly stabbing in downtown Spokane. Police say they received a call around 6:30 last night about a fight on Spokane Falls Boulevard and a potential stabbing. When officers arrived on scene, they found one man threatening suicide and another person who was seriously hurt. Spokane police say the alleged stabber barricaded himself on the Post Street Bridge. Officers were able to de-escalate the situation and detain the person. KREM 2 spoke to a witness about what he saw.
I guess for me, at first, I didn't think the guy was actually going to stab him. I thought he was just threatening him or just showing him that he is capable of doing that. I hope he recovers. I hope they can save him. And he's in my prayers, his family's in my prayers. My condolences go out to all of his friends and family.
Officers are not confirming how many people were involved, but Spokane police want anyone with any type of information to call, or if they have any video, to call Crime Check. This is still a developing story. As we learn more about this situation, we'll continue to update you on air and online. Well, newly released photos show evidence collected the day Brian Kohberger murdered 4 college students. We do want to warn you, some of these images may be hard to see. These are redacted and blurred crime scene photos KREM 2 obtained through a public records request from the Moscow Police Department. That includes photos of the outside and inside of the home on King Road, where Xana Kernodle, Ethan Chapin, Madison Mogan, and Kaylee Gonsalves were killed in the early morning hours. What you're seeing right now is Xana's room. In the sliding back door, police say Kohberger entered through and blood on a door. Kohberger was sentenced to 4 life sentences last month. Also new, a man is dead after being hit by 2 separate drivers near Airway Heights. This happened around 11 o'clock last night. Troopers say the man was standing in the right lane of eastbound State Route 2 near Fairview Road. And that's when the driver of the first vehicle hit him, and then a second car hit the vehicle as well. Another vehicle at the scene was detected, and the man died at the scene. Well, an app is helping shorten response times and save lives in Idaho. It's not just for first responders to use. It's called Pulse Point, and it's tied directly to 911 dispatch. When someone calls for help for sudden cardiac arrest in a public space, the app sends an alert to users nearby who know CPR. If you're within about a quarter mile, your phone will buzz with the address and a map. It does not ask you to replace paramedics, just to buy them time. As of right now, Pulse Point is not available in North Idaho, but it is accessible in Ada and Canyon counties. It's up to the local public safety agencies to adopt the service. Well, new in the last 24 hours, the Trump administration announced they're pulling $500 million in funding from research into mRNA vaccines. Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. criticized mRNA vaccine, saying the technology has more risk than reward for respiratory viruses. The decision effectively cancels projecting being led by major pharmaceutical companies, including Pfizer and Moderna. Doctors and infectious disease experts say there's no evidence or research behind this decision, and the vaccine was proven safe during the pandemic.
The advantage of mRNA is it's much faster to make than a protein vaccine. It's much more efficient. And so when you're in the middle of an emergency, like a COVID pandemic, you want the fastest thing possible, something that you don't have to wait years to develop.
Secretary Kennedy said a universal vaccine that mimics natural immunity is the Trump administration's focus for an alternative. He said such a vaccine would be effective against any viral mutation. Today, we're also tracking major headlines across Spokane's medical industry. Providence announced yesterday that they are shutting down several clinics in Spokane and Stevens counties in October. 4 programs are shutting down on October 3rd. You can see those right there on your screen. Orthopedic physical therapy is hit the hardest across Chewelah, Spokane, and Spokane Valley. Providence says around 60 jobs will be impacted by the closures. The hospital group cited multiple pressures for the shutdown, including state and federal Medicaid cuts and an increase in costs. The Washington State Nurses Association is taking action after they say more than a dozen nurses were let go from a local hospital. 15 nurses were fired after a 12-year-old psychiatric patient died by suicide at Sacred Heart Medical Center in April. Now the WSNA is filing grievances on behalf of those nurses. They say the nurses were doing their job to help the girl. The hospital plans to fully participate in the grievance process, which WSNA says could take up to 2 years. And still ahead here on KREM 2 News at noon, a local chef competing on a national cooking show. In 2 minutes, what she's been cooking up and the full story behind her signature flavors.